Hi, this is Julie Crane, founder and executive director of Harriet's House, a nonprofit anti-human trafficking organization focused on bringing freedom and healing to women survivors of human trafficking. We do this through raising awareness, educating communities, and providing a long-term restorative care program for women survivors of human trafficking. We've recently relocated our drop-in center to Peach Blossom Place, located at 900 Peach Blossom Avenue in Cambridge. Our hours of operation are Monday and Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. or by appointment. You can drop in during these hours to receive toiletry items and other resources that we have available for women. January is Human Trafficking Awareness and Prevention Month, and we wanted to take this opportunity to bring you teachings every Tuesday to help you to be more educated about the issue. Human trafficking is the use of force, fraud, or coercion to obtain some type of labor or commercial sex act. A commercial sex act is sexual performance that is in exchange for any item of value. So it could be money, drugs, shelter, food, clothes. It doesn't matter what the item is, but it's one in exchange for the other. Now, there are people who have decided that they want to be involved in commercial sex and they're doing it on their own free will. So then that is not considered human trafficking. That's exploitation. And the women that we serve have either been exploited or have been trafficked. So let's learn some more about the issue of human trafficking. Human trafficking is the second largest criminal industry in the United States, only second to drug trafficking. It is a $32 billion industry, and it is a business for some people. Estimates show that there are over 27 million people that are being trafficked worldwide. And if you look on the Polaris Project website, you'll find that there are over 25 forms of human trafficking that are being done to people worldwide. Supply and demand for cheap products and commercial sex put people around the world at risk of being the supply. There's also the issue that we deal with here in the United States of labor trafficking. We are not going to spend a lot of time talking about that this month because we're going to emphasize the issue that we serve, which is sex trafficking. So who's vulnerable to be trafficked? Anyone is vulnerable to human trafficking, regardless of age, race, gender, social status, sexual orientation, education, or geographical location. We all need to be educated about this issue so that we can prevent the issue from happening. So who is at risk? Foster care youth, runaways, and those that are homeless, foreign nationals, individuals with disabilities, individuals with a history of trauma or loss, individuals with substance abuse issues, those in the LGBTQ plus community, those with unstable housing or poverty, mental health concerns, recent migration or relocation. So when we look at the risks, you can see that there are a lot of people that are at risk, and traffickers are looking for vulnerable people to take advantage of. We're going to talk more about that as we go along. So there are types of sex trafficking that we're going to focus on. And I'm going to tell you the list at first and then take a deeper look into what each of them is. So trafficking can happen in strip clubs, escort services, street exploitation, illicit massage parlors, brothels, pornography, and familial trafficking. So strip clubs is a gateway for a lot of people to get those involved in human trafficking. It's an easier ask for someone to go and to dance in front of people to be able to make some extra money. But once they tear down those walls, then they might take it to the next step to get them involved in commercial sex. So in strip clubs, even somebody who's dancing could get a request from a customer to make more money by going home with them or by spending some time with them outside of the strip club. So it's just one thing can lead to another. Escort services. We all have the opportunity to click a button on our phones to be able to dial up a date in minutes by using an escort service. There's apps that are available that are specifically for escort services. And usually the trafficker will set up that profile for the person that they're trafficking. They will take the pictures and put them on there. They will sometimes even arrange the dates for their person so that they know who they're meeting with and when it's happening. So there's a lot of control that's involved there. Street exploitation, it's not as prevalent in some areas because of the use of escort services, but street prostitution can happen anywhere. Illicit massage parlors. These are businesses that are set up to look like a normal massage place, but usually what's happening inside is not regular massage. So they generally will look like an Asian spa. So they have an Asian name. There is a camera at the door. You have to buzz to get in. The windows are darkened so you can't see inside. The open sign's illuminated at night, and there's also a high volume of men that are going in the illicit massage business. So it's just something that to be aware of. And if you see something that looks like an illicit massage, go ahead and report it to the police so that they can look into it and get it shut down. Brothels. A brothel is anywhere that is just set up for the business of commercial sex. So it could be in an apartment or a residence, a townhouse, a motel. So usually it's set up to look like a home, but there's not a lot of personal effects in there. There aren't pictures on the wall. In the bedroom, it's usually just a bed and a bedside table. And then there usually aren't any clothing that are in the drawers of the dresser or in the closets. So it's mainly set up just for business. Familial trafficking. It is where a family member is selling another family member and they're benefiting from that. To me, that's the most disturbing type of trafficking because usually it's a mom who is exchanging her child for drugs. She could also be using it to provide for the family. But usually it is a family that is a single parent home or a boyfriend that's involved in that. And, children are being abused in this way. Pornography is also another place that traffickers will take advantage of people where they're advertising it as a modeling or an acting job. And once that person gets involved in that, then it's turned into pornography as what the job is. And a lot of times once people get involved, it's hard for them to get out because there's threats of harm. There could be threats of for them to be exposed because of what's happening there. And so people feel like they're trapped in that situation. Something that you need to know about human trafficking is that the average age of a victim is 16 years old and generally younger if familial trafficking is involved. Social media has become a tool that traffickers use to connect with victims. And live gaming is also a method traffickers use to prey on people. Trafficking normally happens in a relationship. It is not something that is like a stranger danger or somebody being kidnapped, although that does happen. Most cases, a trafficker is spending a lot of times getting to know the person that they're going to traffic by grooming them, by doing things that will build their trust and build a relationship, and then they turn the tables once that relationship is established. We will be spending some more time this month in a training about internet safety, safety on games, safety on apps, and to be able to educate you more about how to protect yourself and others from being trafficked via those platforms. So the indicators of human trafficking, and it's not just one thing that you're looking for, but some, multiple things that will be indicators of human trafficking. So it could be that the person is deprived of food, water, sleep, or medical care. They could be isolated from their friends and family. They could have a presence of an older boyfriend or girlfriend who appears controlling. There could be signs of physical or sexual abuse. They could have mental health symptoms such as fear, anxiety, depression, PTSD, or suicidal ideation. In most cases, the women that we've served have had fear, anxiety, depression, PTSD as their health symptoms, mental health symptoms. There could be injuries in various stages of healing, or the injury doesn't match what's provided with the history. So somebody could say that they fell and they hurt their ankle, or bumped their arm on something, but there's different bruising that indicates that there's a lot more abuse that's happening. There could be signs of malnutrition, dehydration, or fatigue. They could be unwilling to speak for themselves, or someone else is answering for them. Their responses seem to be rehearsed or scripted. They don't have access to their own money or identification. There could be signs of substance abuse disorder, and that's generally something that traffickers will use to control their victims, or to get them to do what they ask them to do. So if they're already in substance abuse issues, then they could use that to control that person. So if somebody needs to get high so that they don't get dope sick, then that trafficker could use that as a tool to make them do what they want to. Or in a lot of cases, people get involved with drug and alcohol use as a way to escape what's really happening to them. It's a coping mechanism for them to be able to numb the pain or to escape from what's happening. Someone that's inappropriately dressed for the climate or their age. They could possess multiple hotel keys, multiple phones, or have large sums of cash. They could claim to be just visiting the area or unaware of their location. So we did run across someone who was being victimized by human trafficking, where she said that she was just visiting the area. She didn't really know the area, and she was actually being trafficked here from another location. So there are a lot of things that you can look for, and it's important to just have these things in mind. If you start to see some of these things, you can ask more questions, get more information, and try to help them in that way. They may not want to open up to you to say that these things are true, but if you develop a relationship with that person in time, they may be able to open up to you and let you know more about what's going on. So human trafficking is something that affects a lot of people, and a lot of times people don't think that it happens in their area, but as you can hear from what I'm telling you, it can happen anywhere, and anybody can be vulnerable to human trafficking. In our program, we've had some survivors that have shared some things with us as they've been in our care, and what we've learned is that in most cases, traffickers are requiring their victims to meet a quota each day. One of the survivors we talked with said that she had to work 7 days a week, and in that there was a quota for her to meet every day. In her situation, she was able to meet that quota by working, having 5 dates a night. So 7 days a week times 5 is 35 cases of exploitation each week. And honestly, I think that's a low number. So if someone is being exploited 7 days a week, 5 times a day, 35 times a week, that is a lot of exploitation that's happening. Now, you may think that if someone is in our care for 30 days, they may not be getting a lot of benefit from being here, but that's just not true. So we feel like if someone is in our care, let's just use that number as 30 days. In 30 days, they're having, a safe place to sleep every night. So that's 30 nights on average of a place to sleep in a safe place every night. That's 30 days where they're getting 3 meals a day. And in most cases, they're not getting that much nourishment when they're out there being trafficked. That's 30 days where they are able to receive care and love and safety and protection. 30 days where they have access to laundry and being able to have clean clothes. 30 days where they're able to get therapy and also other education and skills that are being taught to them while they're in the home. So that is a huge impact that we can make in just 30 days. Now, our goal is to have someone to stay with us for 18 months so that they can get the full benefit of being in our program. In those 18 months, they'll be able to receive stabilization, therapy, access to health care and dental care, also access to learning about life skills and relationship skills. We teach a curriculum 5 days a week where they can learn and grow and heal, and to be able to get their GED or to continue their education or both, to be able to get on a new path so that when they leave our care, they're able to have a fresh start with a bright future. While in our care, we don't charge anything for our services. We raise our funding through a government grant, but we also take donations from businesses and individuals and organizations that are willing to partner with us to provide the care that we provide on a daily basis. We do have a hefty budget that we have to meet each year because we provide 24/7 care with staff members that are working rotating shifts. So we do have people that we have to pay in order to take care of our residents. So we also provide transportation to different appointments that they have to go to, and to the grocery store. We help them with meal planning and budgeting and learning how to run a household. So in that time that they're with us, we invest a lot of time and care and attention to them being able to go out on their own and be successful. So human trafficking is an issue that can affect anyone, and being involved in the care of the residents that we have in our home is something that makes a profound impact on their lives. And there are ways that you can be involved in that. You could give financially. You could donate items that we need in the home. You could volunteer and spend time with our residents by teaching them a life skill or doing a book study with them. You could come in and just have a part in mentoring and being a part of their lives. You could help with transportation, or we could talk about other ways that you could help. You could also spread the word about human trafficking and invite us to do an education and awareness presentation for you and your group. Or you could just spread the word about the issue of human trafficking and help people to understand that it is a real issue here. So however you would like to be involved in the issue, you can partner with us, and we would love to have you as a part of our team that's going to prevent the issue from happening. So thank you for listening and learning today with us. We look forward to coming every Tuesday in the month of January to teach more about the issue. So tune in next week as we talk more about human trafficking and how you can be a part of making this issue go away.